It's your man Jay Graves, and welcome to the Jay Graves Report College Football Weekly Preview Week 7. Y'all know how we get it in. Go over the top 5 ball games for the weekend, give you what's going on, how it's going to go down, and how your boy really feels. Now, first ball game of the weekend, the biggest ball game, in my opinion, of the weekend, the Red River Rivalry, also better known as the Red River Shootout. You know, boys try to become politically correct, change the name, take the shootout out. It's always going to be the Red River Shootout to your boy. Oklahoma versus Texas in the Cotton Bowl for the Texas State Fair. Unbelievable ball game. In this ball game, they split the doggone stands in half. 50-yard line north is Oklahoma. 50-yard line south, Texas Longhorns. Burnt orange and crimson in the building. Now, this ball game typically decides the Big 12 championship. 9 out of the last 13 years, the Big 12 champion has come out of this ball game. Now this year, these boys both coming in with a flat tire. Both already have a conference loss. This is the first time since 2007 that both teams have come in with a conference loss, and only the second time since 97 that they come in with a conference loss. So right now they trailing West Virginia, number 5, and number 6 Kansas State. So whoever loses this ball game is completely out of the Big 12 race. Now, I'm going with the Boomer Sooners for this ball game. We got to get back on point, do what we have to do to win this ball game. Now, my man Ash at Texas is throwing the rock, and Texas is running the ball. But they got upset last weekend against West Virginia at the crib, and I just believe that they still going to come in sluggish. Oklahoma wins this ball game. Now, let's go to the second big ball game of the weekend. Stanford goes to South Bend and plays Notre Dame in front of touchdown Jesus. Now, as much as it sickens me to say anything positive about Notre Dame, I've got to. Because like I always say, I'm going to keep it real or all the way 100, whichever comes first. Notre Dame, at this point in the season, is the real deal. Everett Golson is the first dual-threat quarterback that Notre Dame has had since Tony Rice. And I'm telling you, he is the real deal. And then on defense, Manti Te'o, the beast, holding it down. So I'm going with Notre Dame this weekend. As much as it sickens me to say, Notre Dame at this point is the real deal. Now, let's go down to the Southeastern Conference. Number 3, South Carolina goes to Death Valley and plays LSU. LSU. Like I've all been saying for the last 3 weeks, they've been riding around on the donut. They went down to Florida last week on the donut with the hazards on, and that joint popped. Now, this weekend, because they have no offense, great defense, but they have no offense, so South Carolina comes to town, upsets these boys in Death Valley. Well, I won't even say it's an upset. Beats these boys in Death Valley, and now hopefully we'll see LSU go to about 15 or 16 in the rankings, because like I wrote this week, the dub fix is in. Right now, all of the voters are trying their best to bottleneck the SEC at the top of the doggone BCS rankings coming this weekend. I heard this week on a radio show that if South Carolina beats LSU, they should be number 2 in the country. Come on, bruh. Come on. You know, don't try to force feed and move teams up the rankings when they shouldn't be. How can you put South Carolina at number 2 and you still have West Virginia, Oregon, Notre Dame still undefeated and were ranked ahead of these guys and are playing better competition at this point? I mean, let's keep it real. South Carolina played Georgia, beat the brakes off of them, but I said at the beginning of the season, go back and check the tape, that Georgia was Mark Richt's Georgia, and they were not a top 5 team. How in the world do you explain to me that Florida goes from number 24 all the way down to number 4 in a matter of 4 weeks. Come on, bruh. And bypass all the teams that are still undefeated that were ranked ahead of them just 4 weeks ago. Come on, bruh. Now, let's stay in the SEC. Tennessee goes to Mississippi State. Number 19, Mississippi State. Now, Mississippi State's undefeated. But are they really undefeated, bruh? They played 5 ball games. They played Jackson State, my wife's alma mater. Give it up for the Tigers, but they won AA, bruh. Now, they also played Auburn, Gene Chiswick's Auburn, Troy State, South Alabama, and Kentucky. Mississippi is not the real deal. I'm going with Tennessee because of Tyler Brake. Tennessee's got to show me something this weekend. They got to play well this weekend because next weekend is the weekend I've been telling everybody to mark on their calendar. October 20th, Alabama goes to Tennessee, and Tyler Brake has the best passing offense and the best set of wide receivers in the SEC will be waiting on the Crimson Tide. So don't let your boy down. I'm going with Tennessee this weekend and next weekend for the record. Now, last ball game, West Virginia goes to Texas Tech. Geno Smith and company. My man is throwing the rock all over the field. Now, the defense is dull, but I believe that they'll be able to put up enough points to come out of Texas Tech alive. Texas Tech throws the ball around. They try to do a hurry-up offense, but in my opinion, they won't be able to keep up with Geno Smith and the 2 best wide receivers in the country. Keep up with your man. It's your man, Jay Graves, from the JayGravesReport.com, or you can hit me up on Twitter at JayGravesReport and holla at your boy.